months. So it was very hectic at my house between like showings and packing and everything. It was just a lot of chaos. So but yeah, I just moved this past week, and it's very exciting. It is a move that I kind of knew was coming. It wasn't like a surprise. But yeah, I moved. It was an out-of-state move, so that did make it a little more stressful. But all in all, it's good. It's a nice house. We are now in a state, well, with a lot of family. It's not too far of a move, but it is a few states over. So we had been kind of away from family for quite a while. This is like the move from like where I grew up to here. Yeah, so the moving process was a little stressful. We have 3 cats. 1, 2, 3. So we had to send them to a little kitty cat hotel for a couple days. So I stayed in a hotel for a couple nights in the state where we had previously been living, while my mom came up here with the movers. And then once they got everything like moved into the house, I picked up the cats from the boarding place and drove them here. Now, they were supposed to be thoroughly drugged. It was like a 3.5 hour car ride, and they were supposed to be drugged. We went to the vet, we talked to the vet, explained the situation. They gave us the drugs. They were supposed to take them the night before, and a couple hours before I picked them up. And they did, but they didn't seem to kick in. So I had 3 cats in the back of my car, not happy. One of them in particular was like freaking out. I originally had her in the front with me, on my front seat, because she's a big girl. So I had the 2 smaller cats in the back and the big girl in the front. But she was just like freaking out, would not settle down, would not sit down, and she's usually very good. Like, she's an old cat as well, so she's pretty chill when it comes to like being in her carrier. Like whenever we had to go to the vet or the groomer, like she was the most well behaved out of the 3 of them. Not moving day though, she was freaking out. And about halfway through the trip, she ended up being in her carrier and all over herself. Thankfully, before that, I had moved her to the back on the floor, because I called my mom. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, she's freaking out. So my mom was like, maybe try putting her in the back seat and like covering her up with a blanket or something. So I did that. It didn't really seem to help. She was not a happy camper. And yeah, she ended up peeing all over herself and the carrier about halfway through. I tried to clean it up as best as I could, but and it was like a fabric carrier, so some of it, I'm sure, seeped into the floorboards of my car. But yeah. And then when we got here, like 3 hours after we got to the house, that's when the drugs seemed to kick in for her, and she was like drunk. Like, she couldn't walk. She was like wobbly and zigzaggy and like completely like obviously I expect to edit these as well, but it was like every minute and a half I had to cut out like some sort of car sound, and yeah, it was just rough. But this is like a great quiet neighborhood, and it'll be great for filming. Like right now it's not even nighttime, it's 1:42 in the afternoon, and there's like no noise. That like could have never happened at my old house, so that is also great. So I'll have more time to film. I won't have like a very limited window. I'll be able to film throughout the day, afternoon, early evening, and nighttime. So hopefully that will enable me to make more videos as well. So that is great. My room is mostly unpacked behind me right now. There's a whole bunch of stuff that needs to be sorted. I've ordered a couple new pieces of furniture. Like I got a new nightstand because the one that I have is too big for where my bed and my bookshelves meet. It's too big, so I got one that's kind of tall and skinny, and it's got multiple layers, and it actually has like a lamp at the top, which will be nice for like when I'm reading in bed. I also got another desk because I kind of want to do like an L situation because I have the space to do so, and between work and school and crafting, it'll be nice to have the extra space. So and I'm also, my mom actually ordered for me a reading chair. I finally ordered my reading chair. It was supposed to originally be my graduation present, my college graduation present last year, but I didn't really have room in my room at our previous house, but now I have this nice big space right here. I'm gonna move this. That's like my little mini TBR shelf, but I'm gonna move that and I'll have a nice comfy reading chair. So I'm very excited. I just have to wait a little bit for everything to get here and put everything together, but I'm very excited. Okay, next bullet point. Oh, next thing. This is pretty silly, but I thought I would include it. Is I got glasses. A couple months ago, like 6 months ago, I had to get a physical. And when they were doing the eye test, I discovered that my left eye is pretty useless. And that like freaked me out. I was standing there, I covered my right eye, and I'm like, I can't see anything. And I was kind of freaking out because I didn't, like, that hadn't happened to me. My vision has always been, or so I thought, okay, but my family, both of my parents wear glasses, and different people, like aunts, uncles, cousins, wear glasses as well, grandparents, so it's not too surprising that I would have to get glasses, so I'm okay with it, but they are pretty much for distance. I don't wear them all the time. Like, if I'm like around the house, I don't really wear them because I'm familiar with my surroundings. But apparently my left eye is nearsighted and my right eye is farsighted, because of course it is. But yeah, I had to go to the ophthalmologist. Is that what it is? Got the eye test, and then I got glasses. So I will just quickly try them on. Here we go. And this is what they look like. Sorry for the light. Yeah, they're just kind of squared, rounded frames. And they're actually like a light blue, clear blue. And yeah, I like them. I think they look cool. When I was like going through trying on glasses, so many of them were like dark colored, and I have very pale skin, so I'm like, it looks so like aggressive against my pale skin. But yeah, once I these. I was like, those are kind of cute. So I got them. Thankfully they weren't too expensive either. But yeah, so these are my glasses. I probably won't wear them in videos because of, obviously, the reflection. Maybe if I do like a roleplay or something, I don't know, but these are my glasses. Very, very nice. Okay, next piece of news is my job. So I had mentioned back in the spring, I think, that I had gone full-time with my job, so that also interfered a little bit with my filming schedule. But I have now since gone back to part-time, just because of life circumstances. First of all, I moved, and eventually my position will need to be in the building, and I'm obviously not in the same state as said building anymore, so I'm pretty much kind of set to kind of quit when I want to, I guess. I'm probably gonna train the new person who replaces me. That'll be fine, but yeah, I am going down to part-time, and another big reason for that, other than moving, is I am starting grad school. Kinda crazy, excited, but scared. Like I said, I graduated from college last May of 2022, and I had always planned on taking a year off because I obviously went to college during COVID, and anyone else who went to school during COVID times knows how difficult it was. I know it sounds silly, but like it really was. It took a lot out of me. So I kind of just needed a break from school. I love school, hence why I'm going back. But yeah, I had always planned on taking a year off, and I was originally going to start in the fall, this past fall, but I really hadn't decided what program exactly I wanted to do. I didn't have all my ducks in a row. I didn't have my resume or my transcripts or, letters of recommendation and stuff, and I also knew I was moving, so I didn't want to be starting grad school while moving. I kind of wanted to have one settled before I started the other. That's just how I wanted to do it, and I was thankfully in the position where that is how I could do it. I could plan my life. But yeah, I am starting grad school in the spring, in January, and I'm very excited. It is an online program, so I'll be doing it from home, and I'm starting part-time. I kind of want to ease into it because I am scared. I'm pretty nervous. I like school. I've always liked school. I've always done well in school. I don't think I'm worried necessarily about like the work, but it's grad school. It's like adult stuff. It's like you need to have your shit together, and that's kind of a scary prospect. Like you have to know what you're doing, right? And I don't know if I necessarily do. But yeah, I am very excited. My family's very happy for me, and yeah, it's exciting. Just a lot of big changes in my life. All good changes. All changes. Most of them were within my control, or that I knew about. I wasn't really blindsided by anything other than ideas for videos I want to film. So I was so excited when I first got here. Like, one of the first things I did after I had initially got like all the basic stuff in my room set up was take out my microphone, put in my earphones, and like listen to any of the potential background noise. And it's very, very minimal. Like, I think even like the heating system in this house is quieter. I know I can hear a little bit of background noise